Hi and welcome back. We're doing another video today on cloth nappies, favourite subject, of course we always come back to it. Today is one thing that I get asked about a lot. It gets talked about in most forums that I see, and that's a wash routine. Like, it's not that I want you to be worried about it, but a lot of big cloth nappy companies say, don't worry, it's really simple, just don't worry about it, just go with it. And I think that is setting people up for failure a little bit, because you do need a good wash routine. It's important. You don't want your nappies to be dirty, and you don't want things to build up and get problems later on down the line. So I have done a lot of trial and error. I've had a lot of failures, and I've come up with what I think is a really good wash routine. It's together to make what works for me, but within this I'll teach you how to do it so that it works for you too. So there's a few simple things to follow. The first is to use a non-bio powder. Powder's important. Liquid can leave a coating on your nappies, leaving them less absorbent. Powder washes out better, and also it's proven to give a bit of a deeper clean, so powder is the way to go. You then need to follow the instructions to how much powder you need. You need the full amount of powder for your nappies, or at least start with that. So follow the instructions. I'm in a hard water area. If you're unsure what you're in, then you can Google it. It's really simple. So I would go with heavy soiling. Always go with heavy soiling, because you're washing nappies. It's the dirtiest thing you're gonna wash, heavy soiling. So I want hard water, heavy soiling, which is 150 mils by this. But then I need to add an extra 30 mils because I've got a big machine. It looks a lot as you're putting in, but please go with it. If you find that nearing the end of your wash cycle that there's still a lot of bubbles, you can then add an extra rinse in to wash it out, and the next time perhaps take it down by 10 mils. If it's still happening, take it down 10 mils again until you find the right medium for your machine and for your water area. But for me, hard water, the full amount. There's no bubbles left at the end. I don't need any extra rinses. There's no smell of detergent on it when it comes out, and I haven't had any problems since we originally had problems in the beginning, and I figured out this wash routine. Other important thing is that you need to fill your machine correctly. Between half and 3/4 full is good. Less than half, you're not going to get enough agitation between the nappies, and they're not going to get those bubbles working away, and not going to get clean enough. Too much, over 3/4, and the same thing's going to happen. They're not going to rub together efficiently. So try and make sure that your machine is full enough. That might mean if you've got a big machine like me and you're washing less nappies, you might need to bulk it out. You can do that with small t-shirts, baby grows, bibs, tea towels. Nothing too big like towels, because the nappies could get wrapped up in the towels, and again they won't get rubbed together well enough and then won't get clean enough. So that's important. Now, here comes my very full nappy bin. This is a top spot bin. I really like it. It's got a zippable lid, so little babies, little hands can't unclick it and get in there. It also comes, I don't think it comes with it actually, you have to buy them separately, but a couple of mesh liners, which, as I will show you, make it very easy. So, full nappy bin, undo the mesh liner, lift the mesh liner in, straight into the washing machine. No touching nappies, although I will still wash my hands. Now, to start with, we're going to do a rinse first. That's important. Try not to use a rinse that's built into your wash cycle, because washing machines are really efficient these days. They will probably reuse some of the water from the rinse cycle in the main wash. And because you're washing nappies, you don't want that dirty water. So for me, a rinse cycle is a 30 minutes at 30 degrees. That will get rid of any nastiness. We do post weaning get rid of poo in the toilet, but there's still going to be residue on there. And as I've got a 5-month-old who is pre-weaning, he's just got milky poo, so that's water dissolvable, and that can be put straight in the washing machine. Obviously that can create some dirty water. Yes, it can. Yucky, yucky water. So we're going to do a pre-wash first. I will say, if you're going to use items to bulk out your wash, like tea towels, etc., do that after the rinse, after the pre-wash, because let's get rid of the dirtiness before we add other things in. So 30 minutes, 30 degrees. I'm going to use half the amount of detergent that I need for my full dose in my full long wash. So half for me would be just 1 and a bit scoops. My full wash is about 3 scoops, just under 3 scoops. So I'm going to do half and a little bit. Pop it on. I haven't unstuffed anything. I've just put them all straight in, and I will see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so welcome back 30 minutes later, now with a little human attached to me, a very sleepy one, off to the land of Nod. What I've done is I've let it do its rinse cycle, then I've opened it up, and any pocket nappies or all-in-one nappies that have the insert stuffed inside, I have taken out. Some people like to do this as they take the nappy off baby. I always find that I just forget to do that and it's a bit yucky, so I just chuck everything in the dirty nappy bucket, and then I do it once it's done its rinse cycle because it's a bit cleaner then. And then I put it all back in. It did look a little bit empty, so I've stuffed some cleaning cloths in there and a couple of wet bags that just had wipes in, so I put those in, and it's just over half now, I would say. Remember that that's got to be half when wet, or half to 3/4 when wet, because if you've just put it in and it's dry, it will seem fuller, but when it's wet it will compress down. So that's why I judge it after the 30-minute rinse. Now I have filled the, I don't know what you call that, where you put the cleaning product in, with the full amount of detergent as we talked before, and now I'm going to select my setting. I use the Anti-Allergy Plus. There is also a baby one, but it's not as long. You could use a cotton wash. Basically, you want to choose the setting on your machine that is the longest and the most water intensive. Now, please don't worry about how much water you're using. It does feel like a lot when you're seeing it washing your nappies, but washing machines are very water efficient these days. That's why I want you to use a more water efficient one, because you're cleaning nappies. You need them to get clean. And even so, however much you wash, however water intensive setting you choose, you're right there, hon, it is still significantly less than the manufacturing process of disposable nappies. So if anyone says to you, oh, but you're using a lot of water washing nappies, it's myth. It's total myth. About 1/3 of the water usage you use washing your nappies compared to the manufacturing process of making disposables. So don't worry about that. You want your nappies clean. Remember that. You want to put a clean nappy on your baby. So I go with the Anti-Allergy Plus, which is the most water efficient for my machine. It's a 3-hour long setting, 3¼ hours. I use it at 60 degrees. I find that really important. I've tried washing at 40, I've tried washing at less. I've just had smelly nappies after a period of time. Non-bio washes well at 60. You will get clean nappies at 60 degrees. That's my personal opinion. That's what works best for me. I then turn the spin down just because I find that helps protect the nappies. Turn it on and come back in 3½ hours. Okay, so it's the next day, because obviously I always forget to hang the washing up before I go to bed. But hello. I let my nappies air dry for a number of reasons. It's better for the environment than using a tumble dryer. Certain nappies, obviously PUL nappies, which is nappies with waterproofing, hello, will get damaged on direct heat in the tumble dryer, on a radiator, or on a heated area, or in direct sun if it's a really hot day. We don't get many of those in the UK, but if it's a really hot day, I'd try not to put them in direct sun because it can melt the lining, the waterproof lining. Also, bamboo nappies like these ones do get a bit, they can bulge, so like the material can come off and lose their absorbency if they're on direct heat. Cotton, I think hemp, and I think that's it. Yeah, cotton nappies can be tumble dried if you really need to, or if you want other nappies to be tumble dried, just put them on a really low heat and try not to do it too often. But I know sometimes, especially in like autumn before we've got the heating on and you can't, it's cold, too cold to have your nappies outside, they just take ages to dry. So we've all been caught out and ended up putting them near a radiator or on the radiator just as a last resort. But if you can, try to let them air dry. Normal air are there, that's a bit boring. What I really want to show you though is my ingenious, I think it's ingenious, just comes through, to how I hang my nappies, if you can see them, above the stairs just here. So we've got a radiator down there. In the winter, the heat updraft goes up. They're just on like a soctopus. I'm going to go closer to show you. They're just on a soctopus hanging with a lanyard. I'm sure you could find something a lot more fancy than that, but anywhere that you can get them high, get a good amount of air on them. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe if you so wish. Get the word out there about cloth nappies and zero waste living, and enjoy your day. Thank you very much. What are you doing?